Hi everyone. Alright, I finally got a chance to work on the Mushi swords again. This is version 4. There's been 3 other versions before it. This one has a change in the sword blade profile, which I have written about in my previous entries. Okay, so what I'm working on now is the new stencils. These are the Snowflake Stencils. They're printed with the 3D printer in many different pieces. And the pieces all have to be trimmed because there's a little bit of flash on them. The first layer is a little bit wider than all the other layers, so it leaves a thin bit of protrusion that's got to be removed or carved out. So I just finished several days worth of trimming all these pieces, and now I'm about to put them together. Okay, so each piece, they have protruding sections. There's a center line on the sword blade, and you could probably see there that that pointy section of the snowflake stencil is sitting above the surface of the blade, right where there's a angle line on the blade surface. So what I need to do is cut a slot in the parts, and when I cut that slot, I can bend the part down so that it comes in contact with the surface. So let's see here. You can see there those parts are laying down flat on both surfaces. So now I had to carve out this support, saw it off. I'm going to glue it back on between these segments here, make sure that's nice and strong. So, okay, so here I have the lower section template, or stencils. I keep calling them templates. All right, so the upper section stencils are in place here so that I can kind of get a feel for it. And you'll notice that the stencil is larger. You can see the space between these sword top of the blade and the stencils. There's a space there. You can see the, oops, get out of the light there. There we go. You see that space right there. And right here, oops, I accidentally knocked that over. Okay, you can see there's a space. And that's to glue in a support. And that's what this balsa 1/4 by 1/4 square is. Now in the older stencils, which you can see the yellow one here, I also used balsa support on those. You can see it here. Okay, but the problem is that you can probably see it. This stencil's bowed. And that's just kind of an inevitable process when you're gluing so many pieces together. It's very rarely going to stay flat. So what I had to do is clamp it down. But when you clamp it down, you clamp down one area onto the sword blade, and then another area pops up. And when you get a little bit of space between the stencil and the sword blade surface, what you get is a fuzzy edge. Kind of a little bit of paint blows by. And I wanted to avoid that. So I'm going to use a thicker piece of wood to be the backing. Hopefully that'll be a little bit stronger. And of course I can carve it or cut it down to shape if I need to. All right, so I finally get to work on these swords again after quite a long hiatus, and it's been, almost a year. Had a lot of other stuff to do, and it's been one hell of a strange year. So hopefully we can get to painting these guys pretty soon. I've got everything ready. My paints are sitting over here. They're a little dusty from sitting for so long, but hopefully everything's still good. And of course I got my sprayer over here. So we're ready to go. All right. That'll be it for now. Talk to you later.